please.
I would if I had the time. Okay, so I was thinking, do you want to each give a really super brief summary of your article, and then we'll just take a quick vote, and then we're done, I guess, right? Okay.
Okay. Ay.
Okay, so who wants to go first? Just a very brief summary of what your article is about. That way we can just decide, because to be honest, I was not able to read Sissy's, and then I did see Magali's, I skimmed it, but then I couldn't find it again. It was so weird. I did also get to see Liz's, and I did see Erica's.
You want a drink or anything?
See, now, if you guys were all here, my husband just offered to get us drinks. And wouldn't that be so much more pleasant?
That was nice.
Right?
Okay. What type of assessments? Oh, okay, okay. That's good. Rocky, shh. Okay,
I
so
actually liked yours, the assessment article a lot. I thought it was very good and very what they want us to do with next gen science standard. Right.
okay, Liz, you want to go?
Sure. I
just
only got the abstract because we would have to buy the article and they could buy it for us from Wipro, but it's about oh God, I lost it.
Using ethics in science.
Say it again.
Ethics in science.
Yes, thank you. Ethics in science.
I'm ready.
And thank you, Erica. My brain is over there. And so that's what it was about, is teaching ethics in science and how important it is in experimentation, etc.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
Okay. Was it use concept mapping in sciences to see how well the kids have learned it, and to also to help them organize and sort the information that they have. The only thing, it got to be very, very technical, but the end product, or the end all of it, is that it does help the students organize, and it does help them remember things better. But you have to spend a little time teaching them to be able to do the concept mapping.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, right. Okay.
Rachel, come here.
Okay, Erica, you want to go?
Okay, so I know there was some question about whether we could do something that was a topic that the group had already done, and apparently that was your group, Claudia.
Right.
But I chose an article on misconceptions in science because I thought that it fits so well with our topic, which is that we had to demonstrate in our video lessons, which is inquiry, scientific inquiry. and how you could use scientific inquiry to dispel misconceptions. What was the link that you had in your last course of study from your group? If you could refresh my memory, what did you link your research and misconceptions in science to?
We all did a different misconception, but it was pretty much, it was a combination of looking into what common misconceptions are on the topic taught, and we were all teaching on matter, and then also assessing students' understanding at the very beginning of the unit, and using that to then drive the instruction based on their misconception.
So you didn't necessarily use inquiry as your way to
Oh, no, we
dispel
did.
the misconception.
We did. Yeah, that was a big part of it, because it's through inquiry that students prove to themselves that their misconception is wrong.
Right. Well, which was basically what the article was about. It went into some examples of different misconceptions that students have and how inquiry can be used for the children to prove to themselves that their misconception was inaccurate. So Liz did ask and couldn't get an answer from Amanda as to whether this had to be a different course of study or whether the courses of study are actually relatively limited. You know, so are we all going to come up necessarily with something that's different? I liked Sissy, and I was wondering if she could explain more about how we could tie the assessment into the using inquiry in the lesson, because I got her first article, on the mystery, that one opened for me, and it's how science is a mystery, but the link wouldn't open for me on the assessment article. So if you would describe that a little bit more.
So formative assessments, right? But I'm saying if it's driving instruction, it's probably not summative. If it's driving instruction.
The fifth one was focus on impact. So that would be a summary.
And I have another question. What year was it published and who published it? Which journal? Do you know?
I have it. It was Scientific Education International 2013.
Oh, okay, good. So it's recent.
Very
Okay.
recent.
So we could link the using scientific inquiry as an authentic assessment to assess students and see their skills as they develop them. How are we going to link those two things together? Because I like the idea.
I don't know.
I'm trying to kind of get it together in my head.
What's going on? Yeah, I can hear
I
you.
can hear.
Okay. Okay. Let me move out of this spot and see if it's maybe where I'm standing. Do you hear me now? Do you hear me? Okay. Okay. Do you hear me now? Do you hear me? Okay, I changed rooms. Okay, so mine is, I don't know if you got a chance to see it, was on STEM, and it was basically middle school STEM, and the fact that many of us associated with, you know, it necessarily linking to physics and to many materials, but it can actually be linked to anything from biology to pretty much anything, and you can use simple paper, you know, you don't need to use expensive materials that are not available is pretty much, and that it needs to start in middle school, because if it starts after middle school, it starts to become too late.
But when I read that article, it said that they had a donation by 3M for all the products they needed to do the STEM.
Because the example they present in the paper is obviously, because it's a published paper, it's a more expensive type of investigation. It's not your simple one, like, for example, what we did in class last time we met, we did the rocket. Didn't we do the rocket with the
Yes.
straw on the paper? And it was just simple, simple materials.
The only problem I have with that is I'm trying to figure out, because from the article, you also had teachers from different disciplines, and they also had college kids helping them out. But also, I'm trying to figure out how can I link it to earth science, because that's what I teach.
Actually, you can link it in a lot of ways, but let's not even think about that. Why don't we vote? My paper may not even be voted, so you know what I mean? So
I'm trying to see it in different ways to see how I will vote.
Right. I think we need to discuss how we would use it before we can vote.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so I'm on weather, and then I'm gonna do physics, and then astronomy, and then I'm done.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Maggie.
Okay, I'm doing Earth's history. I'm finishing it with some classes. Then I'm doing weather, and then astronomy and climate and astronomy.
Oh my goodness, it's exactly the same.
And I'm teaching environmental impact on genetics, evolution, and ecology, human impact on ecology, and I'm done.
Okay.
Well, I teach 2 different kinds of courses, so a lot of stuff. I'm not really concerned about the subject matter so much as I'm concerned about what we pick fitting with the idea that our lesson has to be an inquiry lesson, right? That we videotape.
Right.
So the topic, which is our course of study, has to go with doing an inquiry lesson. So I really love Maggie's article on concept mapping, because I use that all the time. I'm just can't see how to put that with the inquiry lesson that I have to videotape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. No.
Yes, because that was the topic we were given. Our course of study from
right.
the
I almost forgot. You're right. I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot.
Remember, we put our first, second, and third choice, and they gave us an inquiry lesson.
That's right. I forgot. Okay. But Erica, what are you still covering, though, in a nutshell? What are you still covering? What do you still need to
That's
cover?
not really a nutshell. I have a lot left to cover. We're doing human body systems in one of my class now, chemistry, and then ecology. And in the other class, we're doing physics, forces in motion, energy, and then earth science. I have a lot left to cover. So I'm not worried about a topic. I could find the topics are unending that I need to cover. I'm more worried about picking an article that has a course of study that will inform the fact that we have to do an inquiry lesson. And like Liz is very constricted in the inquiry lessons that she can do in her class because she has to follow the Regents curriculum. So you're probably, and so is Maggie to a certain extent, because again, she has to follow the Regents curriculum and she's got pacing to worry about more so than we do at the 7th grade level. I can pace myself, no one really knows what we're
Wait a
supposed to be
minute,
doing. One of the
Maggie,
teachers in
what
my
grade are
department
you?
is doing meiosis and mitosis. You know.
Can you
Maggie,
hear
what
me?
grade?
Crashed.
What grade are you, Maggie?
I'm ninth grade.
Oh, that's you. Did you say you're teaching weather and
I'm doing earth science.
and
Earth science.
astronomy?
Earth science.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I got someone else confused. Who said that? Someone else said that. Okay.
Did you realize I just crashed? Oh,
Oh no, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I saw it too. I noticed.
okay.
Sorry, are you okay? You didn't literally crash.
I didn't crash, but my iPad has been having issues. I have to take it back again to them. Yeah. But I teach ninth grade earth science, so I do have to keep up to the curriculum, the regions, and there is so much that I can and cannot do.
Well, I think you could correlate inquiry to being an authentic formative assessment. So I like that idea. Was assessment done by anyone as a topic, a course of study last time? I don't even remember. It was so long ago.
No one did it. I'm sure. No, it wasn't done.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It wasn't done.
Yeah, for example, like Liz does a biodiversity lab, which is it's really an assessment tool for the students to see all the ideas that they've learned about in the living environment course. And the kids can really assess whether they understand what gel electrophoresis is when they do the simulated gel electrophoresis and the paper chromatography. And so you could really tie that lab into being an assessment tool as well as, right? And because that's what it
I
is.
only tape state labs. That's all I tape. My last one was also one of the state labs.
Right. I mean, so I can really see that working for you. And I'm not as familiar with the required labs that are now in earth science because I taught it before they changed the curriculum. But you know, I'm sure Maggie could work that together.
It's easy to find a lab that you don't have to even do, one of the required ones. You could find a different one. Do you have that flexibility, Maggie, that you can just do any lab you want if it fits?
As long as it matches the lesson, it's not
Right.
just.
That's what I mean. Yes.
Hey, I have a good idea. Why don't we pick 2 articles, right, and email and then ask them what they think is a better course of study? They actually like it when we ask them for their input. We can vote and, and ask what would be a better course of study that would fit, and then we can write down, we have earth science regions, we have
Living environment regions.
environment regions, and then we have general science. Which, based on that and the fact that we have inquiry as our assignment, which of these 2, let's narrow it down to 2, is a better, and we can also say, we tallied it and this is what we got. Is this okay with you? Do you agree with this, or do you have a better suggestion? I mean, we can still go with our first choice, but
Well, I would still like to explore misconceptions because that's something that I work on in my class anyway. But probably the STEM integration, because I do a lot of engineering in my class. The one that I'm going to choose to videotape, we're going to be working on a lot of engineering projects right now because we're in Forces in Motion. We're going into Forces in Motion. So
That's my next unit
those
as
will
well.
probably be my 2 votes.
I think the testing, and the second one is the misconceptions.
The test, I mean the assessment?
The assessment, Sissy's article,
Oh, okay.
quality assessments.
I also had the same STEM as number 1 and assessment as number 2.
Okay, I will go with the assessment. And I'm torn. I know STEM I cannot do in my earth science, so that's out for me.
You can do it, but you would have to look into it because I just Googled it and I'm seeing here it could be done in earth science and biology, but I'll be honest, I haven't looked into it, so I can't give you a lot of information.
And we have,
Vote for what you want.
in East Ramapo, we have nothing,
Exactly.
nothing.
Hey,
And
maybe
and I don't have the money to buy.
well, maybe they can give you some money and we can say that as well. Maybe we can say, you know, they have absolutely no money, and in order to go forward with this, you need X amount of money. Maybe they'll provide it.
I think they told us at one of the meetings that they front loaded and there was nothing left to give.
Really?
They bought everybody all the books and everything.
Okay. Well,
So I think that whatever we choose to do has to be something that, you know, is
it can
accessible.
also be, you know, STEM can also be simulations on computers if you don't have the actual material. Huh? Exactly. Virtual labs.
Yeah, we just one called Tinkerball. It's on it's on my website as a link. And in Tinkerball, you move things around on the computer in order to build a machine that moves the ball in a certain way. And you have to put the pieces together and you explore direction and things like that. And so it's a lot of fun. The kids could sit there forever playing it.
And I know one of the teachers I worked with in the VCCLS regularly uses an engineering simulation website, and I need to ask him what it was, and I need to investigate it because I have not tried it. His kids use it every day.
Yeah, I know that my second choice, I don't think I really have a second choice because I wanted to try the concept mapping because it also uses, I guess, misconceptions to try and straighten it out. I don't know.
Did you say concept mapping or misconception?
I wanted to use concept mapping because that also deals with misconceptions.
So which one are you choosing?
I'm not choosing any.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He only has one choice.
I will probably still do concept mapping in my classes because I started the kids on it to try and get them organized. So I'm not choosing it as second choice. I'm just throwing it out there. But also, Orange and Rockland is having people write a grant for STEM. But the thing is, I think all teachers in Rockland County are going to apply for it. And I don't know how much it is. And I don't, possibly, because I don't think they're going to give it out right then and there. So
yeah, if you read the grant application, I was reading it, and it says you can't use it for consumable materials. So I don't know what you're supposed to be using the money for. So, right,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, if I can't buy consumable materials to actually do something in my classroom, what's the point of the grant?
Exactly.
Wait a minute, say that. I didn't get it. What were the results?
Mm-hmm.
Should you just tally the totals for each one? Would that be which would be a more accurate way? Okay. And if you did it as first and second, what would have the results been? We can, but don't forget to mention that misconception was done, because they could then go and say, well, the person in your team who did it already is doing no work, and she's going to go and get the stuff she used already, and she's going to use it again. I mean, what's to say I won't do that?
Because you already taught that stuff.
I guess that's true. That's true. No, we're not. Okay, so, all
I'm
right.
not really sure that they thought through the idea that we read these research articles, but we are not really becoming expert in the course of study. I mean, to read one research article, vote on it, and then use it as a link into your topic is not, I don't really think that the whole program has been thought out that well.
That's
Yeah,
what I
I
thought
thought
too.
they
That's
were going to teach us stuff, and they're
exactly what I
teaching us nothing.
That was exactly what I thought. That they would do that. Right. That's what I thought. That's what I told my previous team. That's what I understood. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of disappointing because I really feel like we're picking a course of study. Let's say we choose assessment. Then we're not really doing anything else with assessment at this point except for linking it into whatever we choose as a video lesson to
Well, you
do.
know what? Assessments are really key because they pretty much drive everything.
Oh, for sure.
We know how to,
Especially
maybe
this
we
time of
need
year.
to do it. Maybe we need to improve the way we think about assessment, the way we practice assessment, and maybe we're not doing it as well as we can. And maybe that, but it doesn't have to be a test, the assessment. It could be, yeah,
That's why the inquiry lesson, when you're evaluating the students as they're doing it, is the formative assessment is the best kind of assessment because you really see, can these kids sit there and,
right.
design the fastest
I'll
racing
be
car
right back. I'll be
maybe,
right back, guys. You keep talking. Give me 2 minutes.
or can the kids, do they really understand gel electrophoresis based on the activity? Right. So an inquiry lesson where you're not learning the information, but you're demonstrating the information maybe as an assessment. That's why I like the idea of your article, and for some reason I couldn't get it to open. It was driving me bananas.
Yes, I have it printed up.
Yeah, I think what happened is I tried to open it on my Samsung tablet, and sometimes stuff just does. I don't know what goes on. Sometimes my Gmail comes.
The one with table 1 with observation report, practical investigation? Yeah, because then you can pick any one of those and teach that.
Liz,
Obviously not going to teach the test.
Liz, could you please send that link to me, please? I don't remember. I've okay. It's okay. I'm crazy myself.
Yeah, on Thursday we had our variety show. Yes, so I was there Thursday until 10 o'clock. But it's over now. I don't have anything to do until Tuesday when we have a dance.
And yes, you do have something. Got progress reports.
Oh, yeah, I was working on those today. And then, yeah, I don't blame you. Right. And I think that if nobody did assessment last time, we know that's safe and we can suggest it. And I think that it'll really make us very conscious about what we're doing. But I have to tell you, I'm not looking forward to the June presentations because they're going to hit when things are just so hectic.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And right. No, they sounded like they had these things set in stone
They
and
said
they
it was
were,
set in stone because I asked.
yeah.
Yeah, I did ask.
And I think that it's made it very difficult because we also have to look down the road at how are we going to put together a presentation, which can become very time consuming. Yeah, because it's going to be really crazy. So I think that we also need to look at how we can easily put together a presentation. And I almost think that it was distracting to use, like our group did the Prezi. And our group got so involved in doing the Prezi that I think that people got distracted from what we were really doing. Like we didn't show enough student work. And I almost do it much simpler and come up with something much better. So,
Yeah. Are we supposed to be there at 4 or 4:30?
4:30.
4:30.
4:30? So
4:30.
can you guys get there at 4:15? So we can just do that because they're gonna expect us to have that done.
We're coming from Rockland. We get out at 3:40, so I don't know if we'll be there by 4.
Yeah, 4:15.
Wow.
Maybe, maybe
There's
not.
traffic on the bridge.
And
Okay,
it
you know
depends on the
what? Maybe
parking.
when we have dinner, we can sit together and do it. When
Of
we have
course.
dinner. Okay.
Oh,
Are
well,
you
who's
to
going to send the articles to Amanda?
Who's
Amanda,
gonna?
right?
No, Mandy. That's it's Amanda, but we call her Mandy because it's Jaksha, right?
Yeah.
Amanda Jaksha, which is Mandy. Right. Gunning was my previous mentor.
Mm-hmm.
So since it's who's gonna send it then? Sissy, you have that testing. But I think the recording you have to upload, right? But you'll send her the articles, right? Right. Right. Okay. And then if you could please CC us.
And do we also have to send it to the school administrators that are now working with our group?
I don't think so.
We never sent them last time.
Yeah, no, you don't.
All right. I couldn't remember.
You
Come on,
too.
then, it's 9:01.
Yeah, we matched it all right.
I don't know what I would have done without Liz and my husband. I'd be sitting here talking to myself, which is fine. I do that all the time.
Was it?
That I know how to work. I know how to work the
It wasn't that hard, right?
No, it was horrible. It was the worst experience I've ever had.
But now you know how to do it.
It takes a few practices and it gets easy.
And I'm absolutely sure that the next time we meet this way, I will have forgotten completely how to do it. So
Your
I said
husband.
to my husband. No, I said to my husband, I said, you're going to remember, right?
Claudia, how old are your children?
They're 4 and 6.
Oh, really little.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks.